The Bold and the Beautiful is gearing up to air an episode that promises to be packed with the kind of tension, conflict, and shocking revelations that define daytime television and keep viewers glued to their screens. At the center of it all? A fiery clash between two of the show's most iconic rivals, Dr. Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan. But that's just the beginning. As emotions boil over in a locked room, secrets are revealed elsewhere, from Liam's health crisis to Luna's hidden agendas to Sheila's latest betrayal. Find out what happens next on The Bold and the Beautiful, where conflicts turn violent, diagnoses cause heartache, and obsessions become dangerous. In one of the most intense showdowns in recent memory, The Bold and the Beautiful puts Taylor and Brooke in the same space and then locks them in. Tensions between the two women have long simmered beneath the surface, fueled by decades of romantic rivalry over Ridge Forrester. While Taylor has consistently maintained that she is secure in her relationship with Ridge, her calm demeanor is shattered the moment she stumbles upon Brooke Logan in Forrester's office, wearing only her underwear. Taylor immediately assumes the worst. From her perspective, this isn't a wardrobe malfunction or a work-related fitting. It's another calculated move by Brooke to lure Ridge back, to reignite old passions, and to destabilize Taylor's place in Ridge's heart. Fueled by rage, Taylor confronts Brooke. She doesn't wait for an explanation. She storms into the room and slams the storage door behind them. And just like that, they're locked inside. Taylor probably didn't mean to lock them both inside, but the locked storage room quickly becomes a powder keg of emotions. At first, the two women try to keep the peace. Maybe they'll figure out how to escape together. Maybe they'll talk it out like adults. But this is The Bold and the Beautiful, and decades of resentment can't be quelled by a stuck door. The accusations come fast and sharp. Taylor unleashes her rage, calling Brooke desperate, manipulative, and obsessed with Ridge. She accuses Brooke of clinging to the past and using every tool from tears to charm to keep Ridge from truly moving on. Brooke refuses to be silenced. She lashes out, turning the spotlight on Taylor's own manipulations. She reminds Taylor that she's no saint. Taylor has used her guilt, her children, and even Ridge's grief over past tragedies to keep him around. The room echoes with loud voices and painful truths. These aren't just insults, they're raw confessions. Deep wounds long buried were now torn open. And through it all, the door remained closed. Finally, someone heard the commotion. Maybe it was Ridge. Maybe it was Carter. Whoever it was, they unlocked the door and found two disheveled, emotionally exhausted women not united in understanding, but more divided than before. Brooke immediately pointed, "She locked me in." Taylor retorted, "It was an accident." Neither woman backed down. And Ridge? He was caught in the middle. Again. This incident became more than an argument. It was a turning point. A moment when everyone realized that the rivalry between Brooke and Taylor was not just simmering beneath the surface, but was exploding, threatening to consume everyone close to them. While Brooke and Taylor's feud is brewing somewhere in Los Angeles, another heartbreaking development is taking place elsewhere. Liam Spencer's health is deteriorating, and this time, the consequences may be irreversible. After a father-daughter dance with Kelly, Liam returns to the hospital for monitoring. His blurred vision, already alarming, has worsened. Kelly notices it. Hope notices it. But Liam continues to deny the severity of his symptoms. Unfortunately, denial doesn't delay the inevitable. At the hospital, doctors deliver another heartbreaking update. The brain tumor, previously declared inoperable, has grown. Treatments have failed. Time is no longer on his side. Despite the mounting evidence, Liam refuses to give up. He clings to hope, determined to fight, to survive not just for himself, but for Kelly, Beth, and everyone else who still believes in him. But his body is giving out. Immediately after hearing the news, Liam collapses again. This time, the fall is worse, more violent. His head hits the floor with a sickening thud. Blood pools beneath him. Nurses rush in. Monitors beep erratically. It's unclear if he'll ever wake up. This isn't just a medical emergency, it could be his final goodbye. Meanwhile, another storm is brewing, this time among the younger generation of the B&B universe. Luna, who once seemed innocent and pure, is showing signs of something much darker, obsession. She has her eyes on Will, and nothing and no one can stand in her way. What started as a flirtation has turned into manipulation. Luna is calculating her every move. She studies Will's patterns, aligns herself with his interests, and quietly eliminates anyone who might pose a threat. At the top of that list? Electra. Electra, charming and confident, is naturally wary of Luna's sudden transformation. She senses danger, but may have underestimated how far Luna is willing to go. The competition is no longer about love. It's about dominance, control. And Luna is willing to break the rules to win. And while Luna plays her dangerous game, another legendary wild card is about to be exposed. Sheila, the Queen of Chaos, once again pulling the strings from behind the scenes. But this time, she makes a mistake. She underestimates Deacon. Deacon, who has tried his best to believe that Sheila has changed, begins to detect troubling signs. Whispers. Strange behavior. Too close between Sheila and Luna. Then it all unravels. Deacon realizes that Sheila isn't just interfering. She's plotting something behind his back. Maybe with Luna. Maybe against Electra. And maybe to manipulate Will for a greater purpose. The betrayal is profound. Deacon, who was once Sheila's fiercest defender, now finds himself on the brink of conflict. And when he finally confronts Sheila, it could be the end of everything they've built together, or the beginning of something much more dangerous. As we head into the next chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful, several storylines are about to explode. Taylor and Brooke's rivalry will now involve Ridge in ways that will force him to make decisions that will change everything. Liam's breakdown could create a race against time, and if he dies, the consequences will ripple through Hope, Bill, Wyatt, and especially Steffi. Luna's descent into obsession could turn into a victim in her quest to win Will and destroy Electra. Sheila's exposure by Deacon could finally end her manipulation or send her spiraling into a new cycle of chaos. What makes The Bold and the Beautiful so addictive and powerful is its ability to combine grand romantic gestures with emotionally devastating truths. In just one episode, we've seen love, hate, illness, survival, obsession, and betrayal all intertwine across generations of characters. This week's episode isn't just another chapter. It's a defining moment. Stay tuned. Doors have been locked, secrets have been revealed, and now the consequences begin. CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful is no stranger to twists, hidden intrigue, and shock value that keeps viewers glued to their screens, and now one of the most surprising storylines may be unfolding right before our eyes. That's right. According to the latest rumors, speculation, and viewer observations, Liam Spencer may be faking his death. Let's explore this potential bombshell. Did Liam really die of a terminal brain tumor like we've been hearing? Or is it all part of an elaborate plan to win back the woman he never stopped loving, Steffi Forrester? In recent episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam has seemingly come to the end of his rope. Diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor, he's been devastated, suffering from vision problems, losing strength, and being told he doesn't have much time left. The plot is heartbreaking, dramatic, and if the rumors are true, perhaps even a little too convenient. Because what if Liam really wasn't sick? What if the fainting spells, the hospital stays, the tearful goodbyes, and even the supposed diagnosis were all part of a manipulative but emotionally motivated plot to get Steffi back in his arms once and for all? Sounds far-fetched? Maybe not as much as you think. Let's step back and consider what we know. Liam insisted that Steffi keep his diagnosis a secret. Why? If he was really dying, wouldn't he want to spend as much time as possible with his daughter, his family, and his loved ones? Why the isolation? Dr. Bridget couldn't find a cure or even a sure path forward. In fact, the entire diagnosis seemed to be based on a few verbal exchanges. We didn't see the scans. We didn't see the second opinions. We saw the emotion, but not the evidence. Steffi has been spending more time with Liam. She's given up other responsibilities. She's emotionally invested. And more importantly, she's begun to question her own feelings. Liam never really let go of Steffi. Despite all the back and forth, despite their tumultuous past, Steffi is still the love of his life. And if he's faking a terminal illness to get back together with her, he's taken an extreme, manipulative, and probably unethical path that's incredibly soap opera-like. The B&B fandom on platforms like Reddit, Twitter, and Facebook is abuzz with theories. I don't think Liam's actually going to die. He's going to be lying in a hospital bed, everyone's crying, and then Finn finds out about some mysterious surgery and tries to save him in time. Another added, "This whole thing feels staged. No paperwork. No second opinions. Just a few vague conversations. Feels like the writers are staging a scam." And then, perhaps most convincingly, I think Steffi will find a doctor overseas. They will travel together for treatment, and it will be Jacqueline McInnes Wood's maternity leave. While she's away, she and Liam will reconnect. Finn grows closer to Luna. Could Steffi return pregnant? Drama writes its own story. At the core of this theory is an undeniable truth. Steffi is emotionally vulnerable. Her marriage to Finn has been through a lot. Her grief over Liam's condition is immense. She has begun to question her future. Liam knows this. He also knows that trauma and shared intimacy often resurface buried emotions. As Steffi watches Liam fail in front of her, as she reads his letters to Kelly, as she brushes his hair in the hospital room, she begins to remember what they had. Could Liam be exploiting those emotions? Is this his last-ditch effort to rebuild what he lost? If so, he's going all in. Where's the evidence? Bridget's unclear role. Many fans are pointing fingers at Dr. Bridget Forrester, suggesting that she's either in on the scheme or she's being lied to. So far, Bridget has yet to provide viewers with a detailed analysis of Liam's test results. We haven't seen the scans. We haven't heard any second opinions. Everything we know comes from off-screen assumptions. If Liam faked the results, bribed a technician, or simply never got tested, that would explain why no treatment has worked, because there is no treatment. It would also explain why Liam doesn't want people talking about his condition. Because the more attention, the more likely the truth is to be exposed. If this theory is true, the bold and the beautiful could be about to pull off one of its most audacious cons yet. Imagine the drama. Finn finally discovers the truth. Steffi, heartbroken and betrayed, reconnects with Liam. Hope, believing Liam is dying, gives her her blessing or even confesses her unfinished love. Bill, thinking he's losing his son, makes promises, financial, emotional, that he'll likely regret. And then Liam steps out of the shadows. Alive, healthy, unrepentant. The fallout. What if Liam faked it? If Liam fakes his death, the consequences will be huge. Steffi's reaction. If she rekindles her feelings and finds out she was emotionally manipulated, she may never forgive him. Or she may understand why he did it and strengthen their relationship. Finn's reaction. This would be a betrayal on a grand scale. As a doctor, a husband, and a man, he would feel violated. Expect fireworks. Hope's involvement. If she gives Liam one last chance and it turns out he lied, expect dramatic closure. This could ultimately push her toward Thomas or another new chapter. Spencer's men won't be happy about being lied to, especially if the lie involves financial or business consequences. And of course, Luna. Luna's relationship with Finn could deepen if Steffi and Liam disappear together to recover, opening the door for the bold and the beautiful to move on to a new love triangle and even a potential scandal. Jacqueline McInnes Wood's maternity leave. Art imitates life. Let's not forget the real-life layer to all of this. Jacqueline McInnes Wood, Steffi, is about to go on maternity leave. If Steffi is out of the picture for a few months, this storyline would provide the perfect excuse. Whether it's a secret medical retreat, a trip to Europe for experimental surgery, or emotional recovery time, Steffi's absence could easily be explained. And when she returns, there will be new feelings, new questions, and possibly a new baby. That's right, if Steffi and Liam reconnect off-screen in this treatment arc, the consequences could be even more dire as she returns pregnant, with Finn now caught in Luna's web. Could Liam really fake his death? In the world of the bold and the beautiful, anything is possible. Secret twins, amnesia, fake pregnancies, people coming back from the dead. So, what's the point of the idea of Liam faking a terminal illness to win Steffi back? And whether it ends in tragedy, redemption, or total chaos, it'll be unforgettable. So, don't miss a moment. Because in Los Angeles, love is a battlefield, and sometimes death is just a disguise.